Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Um, Today we are actually going to be having a discussion with Blessing Hago on entrepreneurship, the youth and entrepreneurship. So we are happy to have you all join us. And this YALI Edo Network, Young African Leaders Initiative, is actually the US signature to invest into the next generation of African leaders. So we are African leaders and we are actually preparing our own nation. We are investing into our own country, our own nation to see growth and development. So that's why I'm here, that's why you are there, and that's why we are here to work together as youths of our nation to make our country a better place. So with me here, I'm going to also have I also have Deborah with me as well. So Deborah will be co-moderating the session with me, and Blessing Hago is also here. She's actually an entrepreneurial expert. She's good. She has experience in entrepreneurship, and she's going to be sharing with day from our word of experience. And in fact, I can't wait to hear from her because I know she's actually prepared, waiting for us to tell us every single thing. When you talk about strengths, you talk about um, this entrepreneurial attitude, the mindset, we need to learn from her. So that's why we brought her here today. So we can all learn from her to know how she started, to understand, okay, what kind of mindsets should we have as youths to be able to achieve success in our entrepreneurial endeavors, and also what kind of attitudes, because one aspect is to have a mindset, so, okay, this is how it should be, this is what entrepreneurship should be like, this is how I should act as an entrepreneur. And another aspect is to have the attitude to be able to respond rightly and do things properly, have the right attitude to achieve success. So it's going to be a good journey, a good ride with Blessing Hago with us. And I will hand over to my co-moderator today, Deborah. So Deborah will be taking over from here. And but before then, I would love to quickly read the profile of Blessing Agho. So Agho Blessing is an agronomist, a senior special assistant on agriculture to Governor Godwin Obaseki, the founder of EarthTab Services and EarthTab Farm Hub. Blessing has experience in quality farming, civic leadership, as well as youth engagement in entrepreneurial activities. A graduate of computer science from University of Benin, alumni of Young African Leaders Initiative. She is also the president, Female Agronomist Network, state coordinator of Food for All Nigeria, co-founder of Edo State Startup Center. She is a leader, host of NASA Space Apps Challenge Edo State. With background knowledge in agriculture, entrepreneurship, business development, budgeting, implementation, and mentoring. Wow, this is much. So I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from her today with this kind of profile. Please, if you have questions, please just drop in the comment section while we go on the ride. So thank you very much. So I will just start with this. Thank you, Legnaro, for joining us. We really appreciate. We are happy, really very
Thank
happy
you.
to have you here. Yeah, thank you. So, I don't know, maybe to just start with it. So, we're going to talking about the youth and entrepreneurship. So, basically, on the right entrepreneurship mindset, and the right entrepreneurial mindset and attitude for achieving success. As want it more practical as it relates to youth of Nigeria, especially youth of Edo State, considering the current situation of Edo State. So how can youth thrive? So you have the experience, you have the knowledge, so we want to learn from you. So first of all, we would love to ask you, what makes someone an entrepreneur? What makes someone an entrepreneur? So does one have to be own a business before you can say this person is an entrepreneur? Because a lot of person really don't understand the concept of entrepreneurship. So we'd like you to share your view on this. Like, okay, what makes does one have to really own a business before the person can be called an entrepreneur? So over to you, Miss
Okay.
Blessing. Yeah.
Firstly, I want to thank you, Faith, for having me in this program today.
Yeah.
The past few days have been very busy for me, but when it comes to programs like this, I do everything to create that time to make myself available. So I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. Hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, can hear you very well.
Okay. So keep up the good work that you're doing. So now to your
Yes.
question. I'm going to answer your question in two ways. The first one is yes, you need to own a business before you can be called an entrepreneur. You need to be able to exchange value for money or money for value to be called an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter how little it is, it does not matter how huge it is, but for the fact that you are being able to trade, let's say, value for money, that makes you an entrepreneur. And the second aspect I would like to define an entrepreneur is we all are entrepreneurs because from our day-to-day life activities, even if you're working in an establishment or even if you're just at home doing nothing, you still have this entrepreneurial traits in you because you go out to buy food items for yourself and you negotiate. So negotiating skills too is part of entrepreneurship. You do a lot of things from day to day that involve money, that involves you to trade money for value. So that also makes you an entrepreneur. But the ability for you to consistently turn it into your permanent goals and vision, that makes you the major entrepreneur. I don't know if I've been able to answer that question.
Okay, yes, man, you've been able to answer it. So the next question is, what actually makes someone an entrepreneur?
Okay. The ability for you to come up with an idea or something,
Okay,
like I just said, to trade something for money.
for
That
money.
makes
Okay.
an entrepreneur. If you decide to start selling this earpiece in your ear right now, you are automatically an entrepreneur. If you buy and you are reselling, and definitely as you are reselling, you're definitely going to be adding some value on top, which in turn will be your profit. So that already makes you an entrepreneur in a simple way.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, so I want to learn from you now. So how did you start your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, that's one story that I would seriously love to share. Um, some years ago, after NYC, I think I was retained where I served in Abuja, and I wasn't really happy. I was not comfortable. Sometimes people ask some questions: are entrepreneurs born, or people just come to this world and then learn to be entrepreneurs? Sometimes I want to believe that maybe some entrepreneurs are born, but everyone can be an entrepreneur. But with my own personal experience, I can tell you that while I was working, I wasn't really feeling comfortable about where I was working. I knew I needed to do more than that. I knew I needed to do something. So, but I couldn't really picture what exactly it was. But I just knew that I needed to create an impact in so many people's life rather than sitting down where I was. Don't misquote me. I'm not saying that working is wrong because everybody cannot be in business. Everybody is in business. There will be nobody to run the business. So I relocated back to Benin at a time where people were preaching about agriculture, that there was huge profit in agriculture. So I decided to to hit into it immediately. I had no knowledge about agriculture. I had no background about farming. But with the help of my phone, so I was always online trying to take courses. I went for some training programs. I met with a cousin of mine and I told him that this is what I would love to do. He was surprised, like, wow, you came all the way to Benin to farm. I said, yes, because his father then had a very big acres of land. So the father was late as at then, so I went to plead with him if he can grant me access to use some part of it, which he did, and I started up and I dived into it. It has not been so rosy, but at the same time, I will tell you that it has been very sweet. If time permits me, I would like to also talk about some little challenges and wins that we can have as entrepreneurs so that we don't get discouraged easily. So, that's how I started, and I started very little. So, by the grace of God, with consistency, with prudency, and discipline, I was able to expand over time. And I've been expanding, and I've been doing so many other things in agriculture as a result of that little bold step I took about a decade ago. So, in summary, that's actually been my journey.
Okay, ma. Now I know that with the beautiful story you just told us, there are also challenges that actually come in raising funds or raising capital for your business. So how did you overcome the challenges?
Wow, that's a very good question. When I started, I had, because at the time I came to Benin, so all the monies I came with, you're spending money, you are not getting to replace where you're taking money from. Before you know it, all the money will start vanishing. So by the time my cousin had already given me the land to start up, I had just 85,000 naira in my account. I had no money, and that amount of money was actually not enough for the things I was going to do at the time. So one thing I did was, because it's so painful to see that when you're trying to start up a business, family and friends don't tend to support you in this part of the world. Those who have family and friends to support them at their startup stage are very lucky. Honestly, they are lucky, because most times the Nigerian family, the Nigerian society, they want to see you start growing before they believe in your vision. Like as it is today, I know so many people that if I need anything from, if I just with a clip of my finger, I already have it. They've already given it to me. But when I started off, it wasn't like that. So at the time, I spoke to some persons that were close to me. They were not willing to part away with money for me. So I went to LAPO, the LAPO Microfinance Bank, yes. So to seek for loan. And the loan they could grant me then was just 50,000 naira, which was huge to me. So I added it to what I already had. That was what I managed to start up. So even the first 2 years, at about that time, if you're my friend, or if I know you, you're my family member or my sibling, if you gift me 1,000 naira, I will not use it on myself. I'll save the money, I'll keep the money, I'll put it inside the farm. But when you tell them that, please, I need support to grow this business idea, nobody was really ready to listen to me. In fact, so many people were so upset with me. Like, I came to Benin and I decided to start going into the bush. I wasn't looking this glowing at the time. I was looking stressed out. So many people thought I was crazy, that I didn't know what I was doing. So for the first 2 years, I did not get support from no one. So it was when they started seeing results from what I was doing. Like when I harvest, sometimes I take some of the harvest whole, sometimes I take some of the harvest as a gift offering to some few persons who have been encouraging me, those who believe so much in me. So when they started seeing the dividends of my labor, they started seeing the results from my vision. That was when they started supporting me little by little. And it wasn't even like they were supporting me financially. No, I wasn't that lucky. But, the greatest support you will need from your family and your loved ones is words of encouragement. So that was when I started getting encouraged from people, gradually, as God would just have it. I saw myself growing, because when I sell my produce, the profits I make, I don't use it. I try to use it to expand, so that's how I was expanding, and I was expanding over time. And that's it, and that's where I am today. So
Amen.
it wasn't
All
really,
right.
it wasn't really a situation where people really supported me. No, 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 no. I didn't get any support. I say it every now and then that if anybody can come out today to say that I supported you, the person should boldly come out to do so. I didn't really get any support, so but it was later on I started receiving those supports.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. So what's your take on
Yeah.
starting a business and getting a 8 to 5 jobs as a fresh graduate?
Okay, is your question exactly like if you can get a 8 to 5 job and at the same time start up a business, or if you can start up a business as a graduate, or you should get a 5 to 8 job? Which exactly? Let me get it clear.
Okay, starting a business, that's and also getting an 8 to 5 job at the same time, fresh graduate.
Okay, okay. Um, you see, starting a business is something that is not too easy, but at the same time, it is also very easy if you understand the basis, if you are willing to persevere. Now, it is very possible because for someone like me, I can do it. Currently I have streams of businesses, running into 5 or 6 businesses away from farming. And I'm currently sitting in my office as I speak to you. And I run all of this at the same time. So the first advice I would give to a young graduate that is getting a 8 to 5 job and doing business, wanting to do business at the same time, is that you should be able to check your strengths, your willpower. Like I tell people, you have to tell yourself the truth. Nobody can tell you who you are. You want to check what you can do, because working in an establishment alone can be very exhausting, coupled with doing business, but you can actually do the both together, especially with this new technology that we have in place today, where you can post your businesses online. People can just place orders, so you don't necessarily need to meet your clients physically, so you can just exchange, trade your business online, get your money in your bank account without physically having to go deliver these things yourself. So it makes it very easy for you to work and also do business. But you have to be honest with yourself if you have that strength and willpower, because it demands that you have to concentrate and you have to also always be available. Because let's assume that you are operating a clothes cloth vendor online, and at the same time you are working, and when people place orders for your items, you are unable to deliver on time, so you have some setback as a result of that. But when you deliver on time, it will create an opportunity for more clients, more customers to join, to come in and patronize you. So but when you are not working a 8 to 5 p.m. job, you will have all the time in the world to concentrate on your business. Yes, you have all the time to concentrate on what you are doing, and it will enable your business grow very fast with time. But again, if you are not so sure of what you are getting into, and you decide to quit a 8 to 5 job to concentrate on your business, you should be able to sacrifice a lot. You should be able to suffer pain. You should be able to bear so many things within. But at the end of the tunnel, there is always light if you follow the rules. So that's why before you get into business as a young graduate, you have to think about it critically. Should I do a 8 to 5 p.m. job for 3 years so I can save enough money that will be comfortable enough for me to set up my business, so that as I'm doing the business, before the business will peak, I will be able to take care of myself as well. So you have to ask yourself those questions. So if you know that that is what will be best for you, so you can get your 8 to 5 p.m. job for some time, and when you've been able to save enough money, then you go back to your vision, your business idea that you've always wanted to develop. So that's it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I know that there are actually some youth out there that have very, very nice idea to do something good for themselves, but because of maybe peers and also the family they come from, that dream has actually died. So what do you have to say to them, like to ginger them up to start again and do what they want to do, no matter the circumstances they find in their surroundings?
Yes. You see, the Nigerian family factor has really killed a lot of dreams in this country. Not just dreams, it has also killed series of talents in this country. There are some people that from extreme disciplined homes, religious homes, that they probably want to be singers or comedians, but their parents will kick against it and they'll end up killing their dreams and their talents. What I have to say to such people is the first thing you need is conviction. Don't don't look at that A is doing this thing. A is progressing. So because A is progressing, I want to do what A is doing so that I will make money like A. No. You have to be convinced within you that this is what you want. This is your passion. This is what you want to do. Now, when you have such situation where your family members don't want to pursue your goals, always bring your idea to the table. Whatever it is they want you to do, do it. If your family wants you to be working in the bank and your vision is to fry akara in one popular tea junction in the city, and your family members and friends, they don't want you to do that because to them that job is demeaning. They prefer you work in the bank. Accept it. I'm just using these examples because when I'm being interviewed like this, I try to use very simple examples. So now, accept the bank job. This is what they want you to do, right? Accept the bank job. Start working in the bank. Bankers don't go to work on Saturdays and Sundays. I know sometimes they do on Saturdays, but even when they do on Saturdays, it's not compulsory. They don't mandate them to be in the bank before 8 a.m. So if that vision of yours is to fry akara in that particular busy tea junction, every Saturday, start frying akara there. Saturdays and Sundays, start frying akara there. Then on Monday, go to your bank job. Monday to Friday, do your bank job that your family so wants you to do. So with time, let's assume that you have a special recipe, because there are some things I'm going to talk about if time permits me. That whatever you are doing, try to add spice to what you are doing. When you add spice to what you are doing, it makes you stand out and make you. What you're doing would not look as if they're not seen it before. I'm
To
going to
be
tell
very
you,
unique.
yes, it's very unique. I will share with you some little spice added to my agriculture that I started breaking grounds as if people have not heard of farming before. Of course, people have been farming, but when I got into the industry, I began to change things. So now, while you're frying your akara, try to make it extremely delicious. Have your own recipe that you get anywhere else. Take your time to think, innovate. That is what young people should be doing these days. Sit down, think, innovate. Think of how you can fry your akara to make a difference. You will see that with time, you start selling more of akara every Saturdays and Sundays. Then, before you know it, you may end up making more profits from akara than your salary you are earning in the bank. Before you know it as well, your story starts flying around in the city. That if you go to this particular till junction, this busy bus stop, there's this young lady, this young man that fries akara there. You see people start coming from far and near to patronize you. That same family members of yours Who told you at the initial stage that frying akara is too demeaning that they will not allow you do so? They'll really want to start doing adverts for you for free. You see the way
Yes.
they start encouraging you. So
Yes.
why did I use this as an example? Is to tell you that do not say because your family and friends did not support your idea, did not support your vision, is the reason you left this world with that brilliant and intelligent idea that God gave to you. No, 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 no. You must consistently look for a way to start up that idea. And if you are very convinced about that idea, if you are as well determined about that idea, you will see that they will all come in terms with you about it. Should I shock you that my immediate other
Mhm.
sister she works with Zenith Bank. So at a time, um, my family felt like, she was the one that knows what she's doing. Blessing don't know what she's doing. But today, come on, let me not bring family matters in here anyway. But today, she even wants to join me in farming because I became successful. So that's it. So the family members who did not support you when you were starting or support you with your vision, if you are able to move ahead and do that which you want to do, you will see that they will join you to celebrate you.
Exactly. Okay, well, you talked about telling us some spice that you use for your own entrepreneurial business. Can you share it with us?
Yes. So when I started farming, I was always doing research because that's why we are educated. So that's what makes us different from our parents. So I started doing research. I wanted to know how best to grow these crops because I was dealing with short season crops. So I wanted to know how best to grow these crops, how I can get more yield from the crops and make more money. So one of the things I did, I started producing my own fertilizer. And when I produce my fertilizer, it makes my crops organic. And my crops being organic, this taste is very sweet. Whenever I harvest and I take it to the vendors where we sell, they rush my product because they know that my watermelon is not just watery and just slappy, it is sweet, like sugar. Some people wanted to know my secret. And the fertilizers I was producing myself, I get compost from this Guinness waste. I go to Guinness, I collect their waste from them, and I process it into manure in my farm. It was saving me costs, but it was also giving me good value for my produce. And there was also something I did, mulching. I don't know if it's in this picture in my office. I think I'll just take you there and show you. Um, I don't know if you can see this. It is called mulching, you know.
I can see it, ma.
Okay, good. So I decided to mulch. I decided to start mulching my crops because it gives a lot of yield. It enables, if I didn't mulch, if I'm supposed to harvest 10 balls from one offspring of my plant, if I mulch, I'll be able to harvest about 15 to 16 of the crops. All of these things I never knew until I started studying them online using my phone. So and when I want to sell my produce, I'll be telling them, this watermelon na organic. People be asking me, madam, wetin be organic? I say, wetin you mean be say I no use chemical take produce this one. Before you know it, I started receiving calls. When are you harvesting? When you go harvest, I wan buy, I no wan follow another person buy you don dey harvest. So these things were growing me so fast. So these were the spice that I added to what I was doing. So there are so many more though. You don't share all your business secrets. So I just said that alone. So
Okay,
that was
ma,
sort of the
even the
spice
Bible
I
says,
added in. You said?
okay. I say even the Bible says that tears are a man diligent in his business, he will stand before kings and not men.
Yes.
And whatever we do, we have to put in our best so that we get the best out of it too. Okay, so the
Yeah.
next question is, how did you handle peer and family pressure? Because a lot of youth are actually experiencing it right now for them to abandon their own skills and go to a business that will fetch them quick money, quick cash. They don't want to
Yes.
suffer, they just want to make the money at once.
Wow. It's such a sad situation. You see, my dear, Faith and Co, I'm so proud of you both that you decided to work on this path, because the young girls that we have these days, they want to wear bone straight hair, wig, and their parents are not financially buoyant enough to provide these things for themselves. So they rather make the money to buy these things in the other way around by paying for it by with kind gesture to guys by selling off their bodies. Why the guys, they are into internet fraud and doing no manner of crimes just to make money. This alone is enough peer pressure for anybody that wants to go into business. Because I will be honest with you, there is what we call tilting period in every business, even as human being, even a child. The first 3 years is the tilting period. You see that when you give birth to a child, the child first start learning to sit. From sitting will crawl, from crawl will stand, from standing will start running, walking, from walking will start running, from running will start talking. So it usually takes a child between the age of day 1 to 3 years to be able to master all of these acts. So that's what we also have in business. When you start up a business, the first 3 years is your tilting period where you might not be making it so big. You might not even be making money. And you will have series of times where you will fail. You will face a lot of challenges, because this failure is part of the process, is what you're going to learn with. And like a little child that is trying to walk, we try to stand up and fall, we try to walk and fall, but we keep trying until it's able to walk perfectly. Or there's not trying to talk, we start by stammering, we start by saying things that you and I, we don't understand. But as time goes on, you start hearing the words dada, mama, and from mama you start hearing them perfectly well. So that's how businesses are. So now, where the peer pressure comes in is this. Let's assume, I would have loved to know what you guys do. You didn't tell me though. Okay, so but let me look for something else to use as an example. Okay, let me use selling of pen as an example. You know, you can actually sell pen and become a millionaire while selling pen, because it depends on your marketing strategy. There's a way you will sell pen. You start selling pen, like people will be surprised and amazed that is it ordinary barrel that this girl is selling and she's making so much money from it. So now let's assume that you are selling pen and you are able to sell about 100 pieces in a month, and maybe the profit you're getting from it as a starter is just maybe 5,000 naira in a month. But you have your dreams, you have your vision. You know that a time will come, the entire state will be using your pen. The entire country will be using your pen. So that is what is keeping you going, that you are still selling the pen even when you are making 5,000 naira monthly, because you know that a time will come where you'll be making 500,000 monthly. And you've been doing that for a year. Then a friend of yours that is sleeping with one sugar daddy will just come and drive one Benz and park in front of your house. Even your own parents will say, no be your mate be that. No be you and this gonna the guy that go dey read that time. Even your own parents will say that. So you see, these things have really caused a lot of issues. I will share my own experience with you. It has caused a lot of issues that have made people also give up on their dreams. If you are not disciplined, you will drop whatever you are doing. After you be struggling, you will not calculate in your head. Maybe your friend is leaving, she'll just give you 100,000 naira as gift and say, please take care of yourself with this. And 100,000 is what you will make in 20 months. Going by the fact that you are only making 5,000 monthly, and your friend, if it's not your friend, it will not hurt you. But your friend that people were together, did things together, went to school together, is not gifting you money that will take you 20 months to earn. It's giving you to take care of yourself. Just like that, you will not sleep that night. You will not sleep for 1 week. If I bring calling to set for them, you will solve them. I cannot sell again. You know, so it's not easy. So I will get back to your question, but I will share a little about mine. You know, as a farmer, you cannot be this beautiful now. I can't wear makeup to farm just as I'm wearing makeup now. You know, so when I go to farm, I'm always looking on cats now. I'm not going to dress to my best going to the farm. So there was a day that our chemicals was almost getting finished, and you know, we pay these laborers per day. And when you pay them per day, if the materials they need to work gets exhausted, it's their luck and your loss. So when I noticed that the chemicals we had will not be enough for the time frame they needed to work, so I zapped out of the farm. I ran to Ring Road to get some chemicals. And then I saw my classmates in Uniben then. Saw me because I was just coming from the farm, so you don't expect me to go and deck up, because I was rushing. I needed to buy those chemicals and rush back to the farm to give it to them to work. She saw me and she was just flinging a khaki in the air on my face, and she was just giving me this attitude of, please don't come close. She was just looking at me like I was so dirty. She was telling me how she's not married, how she has, you know, from flinging the khaki, you know, she have a car now. So I was even asking for her number. She was like, don't worry, I will call you. I think I still have your number. She refused to give me her number because she thought I was going to be a liability to her. And by the time she saw me, I was already a millionaire. But she didn't know she was judging me by my looks. You know, so let's assume that I was actually who that look was at that time. I want to know what she's doing to make money. I want her to introduce me to whatever thing she's doing that she's making money with, to have been able to buy a car for herself. But as God will have it, you know, people started hearing our blessing from here and there, and I believe she heard about me, and she started looking for me. She wrote me on Facebook severally. We exchanged contact. In fact, she started pleading that she would want to work with me and all that. You know, I was like, you see, this is somebody that was looking down on me like, look at this dirty girl. Why is she looking dirty like this, you know? So away from that, peer pressure is a very terrible thing. In fact, it is a dream killer. But if you have your conviction, if you want to make money the right way and be at peace with it, you will use that to encourage yourself. Look at you on my left. You're just on your all back. I am on my all back as well, but I said to put on a wig. But you would have been able to go out of your way to, I need to, you know, please don't get me wrong, but you're comfortable in you. You are comfortable in the way you are, with the way you are. That is what you need. If I should show you my pictures when I started farming, if you look at those pictures and you look at me today, you will say that these two people are two different people entirely. Because I looked like a war gecko then in my throwback pictures. But I didn't care. My friends then, they all abandoned me. When they have something they are doing, they don't invite me. They said I didn't have swag. They said I was dirty. They said I was classless. They said so many things. Some people said I was insane. They said so many things about me. But I didn't care. Do you know why? Farming is one beautiful thing outside the challenges that you face as a farmer. There is one joy that farmers derive when they are cultivating their crops. What is this joy? When you insert a seed inside the soil, one tiny seed, and 3 days after, 5 days after, you go there and you see this seed growing into leaves. A month after, you are seeing it is already budding out flowers. And before you know it, it's already producing. And before you know it, you're already harvesting. So all of that process is what we call hope process. So there is a way farming gives you hope every day that no matter what the kind of peer pressure you are facing out there, whenever you get to your farm, and you see that it was not the way you left it yesterday, that it has actually grown taller than the way today. Bringing out flowers. And you know that now that it has started bringing out flowers, it will start producing any moment from now. You will see that you will get encouraged again. So peer pressure is one destructive means of killing trees in this country. But I will advise everyone, be determined, be focused. These things are easy to say, be determined, be focused, be determined. Express is leaving me. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you can hear you, ma.
Yes, I can hear you, ma.
Okay, so it was those days that they say that the patient dog
It's the fattest one.
Okay, I think it's a network issue. Okay. It has been a great one with Mrs. Blessing Agho. So I think she'll be back shortly. So she has said a whole lot to us, and how to get started, and also how to handle pressure. Yes. So you want to start a business, you have a vision, you want to pursue something, and you see around you a lot of persons are just making it quickly, following different paths. So it's good yours come in honorably. So that's what she's trying to put to us, that you can do it. If you have that vision in you, you can
yes,
actually do it. So
yes.
that's what she has been saying. So, and it's really a great one. So she has really said a whole lot. Thank you, ma. Thank you for your time and everything. But one more thing I would like you to tell the youth of Edo State, because a lot of tell you that the condition is not favorable. Even the aspect of agriculture you're talking about right now. Some persons even study the course like me, and they get a point and they really like, where do I start from? Yes. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to expose myself right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I'm sure a lot of persons may just be like me, like they studied agriculture, but we got into the field, we got confused. We really don't know where to start from. We don't even know how to go about it. You get? So at the end of the day, we see ourselves leaving this vision behind. This is what we always wanted to do. Is our vision, is our idea. But because of the challenge,
Yes,
the limitations, the constraint, the condition of the country, in
yes.
fact, we just want to run away. And we get tired. And at the end of the day, we just okay, let us settle for 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. job, or let's just manage. So our youth have gotten to the point where we collect salaries of 1,000, salaries of 15,000 as a BSc holder, because we just feel there's nothing else we can do. So I would love you to advise how will you guys on pursuing your passion? Are you able to keep through? You've said a lot of things, but just a final word, especially in fact, directed to those state youths that are here. Yes, we have a lot because I believe so much in what we have here. We have a lot of resources, and our government so much in us too. That's why he's investing so much. He's investing in trainings and a lot of things in us. But still, a lot of you still don't believe. We just still want to run away. We just feel it's not comfortable. So please, just an advice to the youth of Edo State: how can we thrive? What can we do when we have vision and along with all this challenge around us? How exactly should we thrive?
Okay. It's rather unfortunate. It's really so sad that the enabling environment is really not there to encourage us to strive in our businesses as entrepreneurs. But I tell you one thing,
Hello, my
Nigeria
with
is a
us.
good. Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma.
Okay.
I can hear
So
you.
I'll tell you one thing. Nigeria is a very good place to be an entrepreneur. You know why? Nigeria will break you into pieces. And if you are able to succeed and survive in this country, there is nowhere else you can live in that you cannot succeed and survive. So my advice for Edo youth is, like, I'm fair to use yourself as an example, that I haven't studied a Greek and you went to the field and things were not
Yes, we
the
can hear you, ma.
exact thing that you read in the book and other years, and then you had to quit. You know, these are part of the things I was talking about. Like, if you kept on pushing, even when you are having your losses, you are not winning, you kept on pushing, and pushing. Faith, the story will be different. But you had other option. Maybe a Greek is not your thing. Let's forget the fact that you studied it. Do you know, I got admitted into Unibe to study zoology. I was like, no, for what? I'm not going to study zoology. I did my transfer in 200 level to computer science. But today, where's the computer that I am pressing? Where's the programming language that I'm working with? I'm in the farm. So now, agri might not really be your thing, but the ability, like, you did a very good job here. And if it is
Oh, we're sorry. Our host network is really bad. So I believe we'll still get to hear more from her.
yeah, sure.
So
All right. Enjoy your day.
okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. So, should we actually drop our comments and maybe the questions you didn't finish totally? So we're going to share on our social media platform and all of that. So we'll still be able to get the response so that everyone can benefit as well. The questions she has responded to, we are going to upload the answers. Then you can drop your comments, you can drop your questions, but we attend to them as time goes on. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate you. Thank you. This is live from YALI Network Edo State. So thank you very much. So you can, like I said, drop your comments, drop your questions. So we're going to attend to them. So thank you. Bye.